Welcome to Swish, vintage finds for your sassy self. We hope you enjoy the videos and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Welcome. Hi. Here we are having a Prosecco.
After work.
Yes, it is after work. And we are going to do a little toast actually to a friend. Natasha didn't really know her, but she did come in the store in our old location. But I've known her for many, many years, and she's still alive. So we're not toasting her demise or anything, but she does. She was diagnosed with quite a rapid onset of dementia, and so she is not quite the same person that she was before. But we wanted to celebrate her, and we wanted to celebrate her personality and celebrate her style first and foremost.
Yeah.
And her style is just all of these beautiful things. Like we're not going to, of course, say her name or anything, but people who lived in Edmonton, they would just have to look at this table of beautiful things and they'd go, oh, I know who that was, because she was just such a local, she had this sort of local uniform that she used to wear all the time. Black turtleneck, black pants, and then all things gold, cheetah, and over the top. So here's to her.
Cheers.
Yes. So we're very fortunate that we got some of her pieces.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to share them. I'm going to let Natasha pick a favorite piece. Natasha's, if you follow our stories on Instagram or anything, you know that you love animal print.
Right.
And this kind of style. So I just think it's so perfect that.
I agree. The earrings that we just received are so fantastic. I think you probably know which ones are my favorite. These ones, which, if you can see, these are a mix of lucite and bakelite, and I'm a huge bakelite fan.
Those are beautiful.
Bakelite's hard to come by in Edmonton and probably Alberta. These are extra special for that reason, but they're so fabulous.
Do you know what they look like to me? Carmen Miranda earrings.
They do.
So if you had a big fruit thing on your head or a
Right.
turban or something, those look to me like 40s sort of Carmen Miranda earrings.
Didn't we have a bakelite fruit necklace? I think we did.
No, we had a glass.
Oh,
it was
glass?
a Murano glass fruit necklace. That was really special.
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
So of the many, or handful of earrings we got, these are my favorite. Unfortunately, I can't wear traditional earrings. Otherwise, I probably would be keen on these ones. They're so
Stunning.
Fabulous.
Those are stunning.
Yeah.
And how much are those?
These ones are 110, which is
a steal.
Yeah, which is great.
So, my memory evades me as well, but I know that at one point she had brought in the whole set. I think there was a necklace. This was before she had dementia. There was a big necklace and I think a bracelet and those earrings.
Ooh.
And then many months went by, or a few months went by, and she came and said, you know what, I should not have got rid of them. She goes, but I'm going to take back the earrings. And so she did take the earrings back and wore them again for quite some time. And then, of course, we just got a lot of her jewelry recently from one of her family members who knew that they needed to see a new party.
Yes.
Yeah.
They absolutely do. And the thing about the earrings that we'll show, or everything we're going to show, is it's all pretty fabulous. But like Angela said, she just wore it with
every day,
like a black turtleneck. And I think that's the thing people get stuck up on, is that it's really fancy. Excuse me. They think it's too fancy because it's glittery or something, like it's, very glittery and eccentric and over the top. But if you just wear it with your jeans and your t-shirt,
I think it actually looks more special because it's unexpected. If you had a pair of beautiful jeans on, a white, really crisp,
Mhm.
beautiful blouse. Doesn't even have to be white, but a really beautiful blouse. And then drama earrings. You know, it's even, I think, cooler than what you're going to expect if you're wearing a glamorous gown.
Right.
I mean, of course, you're wearing a gown, so you're going to have all that jewelry or the accoutrement that goes with it, right? But I think it's even more like, wow, really special and stunning when, like you said, it's an unexpected.
Right. Then
look.
it's the star piece of your ensemble.
So my favorite, and this is so her. So again, I'll tell a story. We have a friend named Vula, and Vula does drag here in the city, and she, you know what? I've asked Vula what their pronoun preference is, and they don't care. So, so I say he, depending on how they're dressed when they come in the store. But anyways, so at the time when he was just starting out doing drag, he came in the store and he bought some earrings from this woman, and he had put them on layaway, and they were really special. They were a Oscar de la Renta, I'm pretty sure, like full-on drama earring. So he said, oh, I would love to meet the person who owned these earrings. So by coincidence, one day he was in the store, and then she came in and she was wearing black turtleneck, black jeans, and these earrings. So these earrings, and I said, Vula, this is this person who owned these earrings, and he was just like, oh my gosh, I salute you, you know, you're so glamorous. So these babies, these are Oscar de la Renta, and these are from the 80s. Like, look at those. Fabulous. And she used to wear these as like her everyday earrings. I mean, can you imagine just, oh, you know, here's my everyday earrings. And they touch the shoulder almost. Like,
they're so
I know
beautiful.
that you're not getting a close-up, but they're just stunning.
And they're what, like 6 inches?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're so, they're insane.
They're beautiful. They're
but why shouldn't they be your everyday earring?
Right.
Like, we talk about this all the time, or Angela says it often, that people used to save things for special, but every day should be special.
There's also, you know, style rules that our grandparents or our mothers sort of instilled upon a generation that says, you can't wear these for daytime.
Right.
You know, you would stick to little pearls or little tiny earrings for daytime.
Yeah, not anymore.
Not
Doesn't
anymore.
matter.
Especially with the COVID situation, everything that people are going through, and I think you need to have as much fun and as much joy and drama.
Absolutely.
Like, these are just flippin' insane.
Those are pretty fabulous.
So when I saw these, I almost wanted to cry because I thought, oh my gosh, that is so her.
But
so
was there a necklace? No.
No, there was another set of Oscar de la Renta. It was a whole set.
Oh.
And it was a big gold roses.
Oh.
In a necklace.
I think I remember that one.
And then there was the big earrings, and there was a bracelet, and the pieces all got sold separately.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I know who bought the bracelet. I know that this fellow bought the bracelet for his wife for Christmas. So they all did find new homes and a new party. Right. But I just hope that they're not gathering dust somewhere.
Right? I couldn't imagine.
She would not like that.
No.
She would want you to bust out your drama pieces. So the other favorite sort of uniform thing that she was known for was with her black turtleneck. She used to wear these. It's like the Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
You know, Wonder Woman. I don't even know if these are going to fit me.
They fit me, so.
Oh. These were just such a, this was part of a uniform. Here, I'm wearing a very long 40s maxi today that I keep stepping on. So, like, look at this. It's kind of that hammered metal. You know, very modernist. I don't know if these are very old. you know, she bought a lot of these in the 80s at Holt Renfrew. So Holt Renfrew in the 80s was part of the conglomerate, or the big, if you're watching from the US. So Holt Renfrew was owned by Neiman Marcus and Bergdorf Goodman. Those were the three big department stores, all owned by one. I don't know who the big owner was, but then the Holt Renfrew division got sold off to a Canadian Loblaws, right?
Oh,
to the
really?
Weston family.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, the
That's
Weston
funny.
family. So they bought it. But Holt Renfrew had, I mean, like Saks Fifth Avenue, or, you know, they had that really, really, really beautiful costume jewelry that, you know, Hervé van der Straten and, you know, Oscar de la Renta, and anyways, all these great pieces. These are $52 each. So you could wear only one, but I say they should be sold together.
Totally.
Okay. Anything you want to?
Yeah, I want to talk about these ones, which I held up initially.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to give you a close-up because these are pretty fabulous. They are...
Stunning.
Yeah, they're this beautiful gem and then this clip-on part. And when I was examining them earlier, I noticed that the glittery bottom part was actually added on to the clip-on part.
In a pretty crude sort of way, but you don't really notice.
Because we had them for
notice.
like at least a day. Then I was looking at them, and it matches perfectly. But you know, when we noticed, we were talking about how genius of an idea that was, because one, it looks insane and super fabulous and glam, but also it's a good way to repurpose items, because I'm assuming, I don't actually know, but I'm assuming these broke. These were probably earrings. They look like they might have had a post on them. And I mean, you can get posts rebuilt.
Yeah, I mean, if somebody really wanted to, they could get a ring put back on. Oh, you mean have a new post?
Yeah.
The only thing you could do is maybe for pierced.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, that's a whole process. This is a DIY that they added the bottom piece onto this existing clip-on with, it looks like picture hanging wire or something. So they repurpose these earrings instead of, because a lot of people unfortunately get rid of things when they're broken, like you throw them in the garbage or donate them when they can be salvaged. So I thought this was a really special way of making an super extra over the top glamorous earring.
And they look like they're meant to be. Those two
They
parts
do. They
together.
look like they came together because they match so perfectly. But I just thought that is such a great idea, how to reuse or repurpose a broken earring,
or a broken bracelet or something.
Broken anything,
or
really.
anything. If you had a bracelet, a rhinestone bracelet that broke, you could basically snip it in half and have two parts, and then add and do something cool with it.
Yeah, so I love these. I think these are so amazing. And again, I would wear these ones, and then I love them even more that they are a DIY glamour over the top earring.
Yeah.
And again, just with whatever, your jeans. And these ones are $98.
They're stunning.
Yeah, they're so beautiful.
Let's go back to a bracelet. So the thing that, these were not hers, but she would have worn these. So there's a couple pieces that I just chose to show you because they're so her. So she liked the pairing of things. Like she often bought two of things, you know, whether it was, you know, whatever kind of lucite or some kind of cuffs. So because she had that black turtleneck look all the time, she would have worn these on separate wrists, you know. So these are like oh, this one's got a little crack in it, but these are like Kenneth J. Lane or something, or one of those sort of designers. So again, they're not that old. These probably are 2000s or something like that. But you know what, I didn't even notice these have a little crack. So You could DIY,
That's right.
right? You don't want to throw that out. It's just got a crack. It needs like a clear resin just to secure that. But these are just fantastic. So again, it's just talking not even so much about the individual pieces, but about this style.
Right.
Like, look at how great.
I love these ones. Yeah.
They look like an old Bakelite or something, although they're not. And she was definitely a gold girl. There was no silver in her vocabulary. It was all gold.
Yeah, looking at the pieces, that's a lot of gold. Should I show another piece? I've got these.
I love those.
These are so fun. These are 1960s little, I don't know, dangle bead guys.
Those are so great.
I'll show you this one. It doesn't have the tag. So these are like 3-dimensional, super out there, almost like sea creature.
Absolutely.
Yeah, these are.
And the nice thing about those is those are really lightweight, so they're not going to pull down on your ears at all. But we just heard from somebody today.
Oh, yes.
That said large earlobes are a sign of good health. And that's in the...
I think wasn't it Chinese?
Chinese medicine, yeah.
And didn't she say her grandmother smokes 30 cigarettes a day or something and is like
still
a million?
Yeah. A million years old. Yeah. Yeah, and she has really large earlobes.
Yes, yeah, that's the
because the problem with a lot of these old earrings is if you're of a certain generation, you know that, let's see, where's those velvet clips? So, for example, these big, velvet, beautiful ones, what would happen is the phone would ring and you'd go, oh, the phone's ringing, and you would pull your earring off because you couldn't put the receiver of the phone here because they would sit away. So a lot of women back in the day had one earlobe longer than the other. I guess whichever was your answering the phone side.
Yeah.
And because they were always pulling on that particular ear. Plus just the weight of old earrings. They were really heavy. Yeah. That was a problem. But apparently not. I don't know if it means if you had God-given big earlobes or if you had self-imposed big earlobes, if that meant the same with health.
I'm going to say it's the same.
Yeah. That's a good thing. Yes. Anyways, these are Natasha's.
I love those, yeah.
These are beautiful. These are a really large black and gold clip-on. This is almost like a tapestry fabric. Yeah, what is that? 1.5 inches? Maybe in diameter?
Sure.
Yeah, they're really big.
They are. They're quite large. Yeah.
They're really fun. Those are really great.
I mean, you can see them from back here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're quite big. Let's show these ones are not from this specific individual, but again, these are reminiscent of her signature style. We call these our disco earrings. These are the only ones I think that we have here that are actually pierced posts. So they're actual posts, which is interesting.
Those are like Cleopatra.
They are. They are. Can you hear the like?
Yeah. Those I think are 5.5 inches at least.
Right. They're so magnificent. So they're like an oil slick with golds. Chandelier to the max. These are one of our favorites. And again, if I could wear earrings, I would probably wear these ones. These ones are 98. And are these on our website?
I can't remember.
They might be on our website. Either way, you should just go look on the website and see. But I think it might be.
They're so special.
Yeah.
And again, they come down, depending on how long your neck is, they come down and pretty much touch your shoulder. And the thing about earrings is it's not too much of a financial commitment, and it also is size. It's like irregardless. Oh my gosh, I just said like my most hated word on the planet. So regardless, not irregardless, even though it's recognized now as a word. Ew. So regardless of what size you are or shape you are, earrings are just that way to add like crazy drama. And if you're on a budget, you know, you don't have to buy the Oscar de la Renta or the really expensive ones, but you know, we've got box loads and cabinet loads of jewelry that is just so over the top. And just to have that bit of zhuzh, that earring there is all you need.
Yeah, I think it really makes a difference to punch up an outfit with little to no effort.
Right.
You know, I think, or maybe you don't have time. Some people say they don't have time to pick out an outfit, or, you know, like a red lip and a statement earring, and then that's it. Like, and your outfit. But
she also was always red lipstick, always, and like 6 layers of red lipstick. She always wore red lipstick, and her favorite red lipstick was the 1980s Paloma Picasso came out with the red lipstick that everybody wanted, and it came in a gold tube, and it was just beautiful. I even think for some reason that maybe I'm mistaken, some lipsticks back in the day you could get refills for, which I wish they'd go back to that, because the containers are so lovely, and that's probably the majority of the cost of the container. You know, plus
sustainability.
Right. Yeah, you could, with lots of makeups, you could order the refills on the eyeshadows. Did you ever see Cake mascara?
No.
Oh my goodness. So Cake mascara Christian Dior was sort of the last holdout to still do Cake mascara, and it was in a cake. It was
yes.
Yeah, and with a brush, and you would add water.
There's a reproduction company called Besame. They do reproduction makeup, and they have that. I haven't used it, but yeah.
Some people just swore by it. I never used it. I thought it was a bit too complicated for me, but yeah, Cake mascara. Yeah, and you could get refills of that too. Yeah. So we'll talk a little bit more about her style and just things that so in addition to her black turtlenecks and everything, she almost always had a black hat on. So I don't know if you can see this little cutie here with the black beret. So she also liked those big Italian chunky knit toques that were really, really big, and she'd wear them down. But she wore her berets kind of like Diane Keaton, you know, very pulled down like that. Like not a French beret off to the side, nicely nice. She would pull it like right down. So we've got some really cute berets that for sure she would have worn, like this one. This one was hers. This is 25. Look at this one.
That's an old Kangol.
So cute. Yeah. This one's 32. This was sort of the exception to her color rule. So it was like always black except for camel occasionally and animal print. She thought animal print was a neutral.
Right, which it is.
Yes. Yeah. She bought from me years and years ago. I had a Dolce & Gabbana jacket. It was a black jacket that had the cheetah trim and the cheetah lining, and she always said that was her favorite jacket. So this one is 28. This one, no, she wouldn't wear that. No. It's super cute. Right. We would wear that, but she would not. So we're focusing on what she would wear. Yeah.
And this little, you can't see this much. This was hers, was this not?
Yes.
This Miu Miu bronzy gold clutch bag that's, I don't know what you describe this.
It's like perforated leather.
Right, yes, perforated. This was hers. This is pretty awesome.
That's on the website, I think, isn't it? Or maybe not. Okay, we'll put it on the website.
It's on our Poshmark shop. Yeah.
Mm.
This could also be, I mean, it is a clutch, but this could also be a makeup bag, like a travel bag.
That would be perfect.
It would actually be a perfect travel bag.
Yeah, that would be perfect.
That's something else we talk about too, you know, kind of similar as repurposing pieces, but using items in an unintended way. Right. So just because it's a purse doesn't mean it has to stay a purse.
Well, and I don't know about you, but when I travel, when we're going to be traveling again, of course, I mean, that's for sure. I mean, I don't wear a lot of makeup, but I do have a lot of skincare products.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I would need this and maybe a bit more.
Right.
Maybe this and a Ziploc baggie or something, right? Like, because you've got to put your toner, your moisturizer, your eye stuff,
everything.
So that's a good size. Hey?
Right? I was like, I just thought of that. I'm
That's
genius.
a great one for a makeup bag.
Yeah.
How much is this? Yeah, when we drink Prosecco, we both are like a bit burpy. So this was $2.50, but we'll probably have it on sale, yeah. And it's leather lined. It's really
gorgeous. The color
really
is really,
gorgeous.
really nice. I don't know if it comes across as nice.
So I'm going to share a personal story. So years ago, her husband passed away. And they always had this dream of going to see the three tenors, you know, the opera singers, the Pavarotti, and I can't even think. Anyways, I love opera and I can't even think of their names. It wasn't Lucio Della, but anyhow, so she went to Vancouver. She had tickets to see the three tenors, and she went by herself, and she was really nervous about, she had not traveled by herself since she'd been married, and I just said, go, you know, you need to go. And so she was telling me this story about how she went, and then after the concert, she was still just so moved by the whole experience that she went to this very well-known Italian restaurant, and she was sitting there, and it was New Year's Eve.
Oh.
And she was sitting there by herself, having dinner, and really thinking about her late husband and the situation. And the family that owned the restaurant, they saw her sitting there, and they said, oh, nobody can sit by themselves on New Year's Eve. And she was embarrassed. Like, she said, no, I'm fine.
Right.
And they said, no, we cannot enjoy our New Year's Eve unless you come join us. And she ended up sitting with the family, the owner of the restaurant. He owns many restaurants, and she just said it was like the best New Year's that she could have ever imagined. You know, seeing the three tenors and then being able to go to that, be included in this total strangers family for New Year's Eve, and she told that story so many times. It was a wonderful, wonderful memory for her.
Yeah, that's really sweet.
She was probably wearing some fabulous jewelry, and they went,
right.
Look at her.
Totally.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's about, you know, also just reaching out to people that you think maybe, you know, I think that's why we love Swish so much, and meeting so many people is because we get to hear people's stories, and sometimes they don't really have too many people left to tell their stories to.
That's very true.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, we have Playboy Terry. We have lots of customers that love to tell us about all the lovers that they had and all the different adventures they had and where they've traveled.
So I think maybe this is kind of like the first of the tales of Swish.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this was just a drop in the bucket.
Yeah.
I mean, and I think that we mentioned before that we're hoping to also have people on who can tell their own tales.
Yeah.
You know, that are bold enough to say,
right.
You know, my stepmom dated one of the Eric Burden and the Animals, like one of the.
Oh.
Yeah, and she's a great storyteller.
Oh.
I should invite her on. Yeah, because she had fabulous stories about, you know, meeting sort of rock and roll people from the 60s and stuff, because she's from the UK.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That would be so cool.
They were like, what about Mick Jagger? I'm sure she has some stories, but you know, it's wonderful to hear, just to sort of whatever, and that keeps it alive and keeps people.
Yeah. And a lot of people will ask, so what's the story behind this? People like to know. I mean, not everyone, but a lot of people, or if you tell them, like, oh, you know, this dress was worn to XY party, or this was
The swearing in of so-and-so.
Yeah.
Or the,
you know, it gives the garment, I think, a personality, and then you're more excited. I mean, the pieces we have in the shop are just exciting as is, but when you know like a little bit about the person, you know, we have the one lady who was a pharmacist and had the most amazing clothing, and you think, a pharmacist wore this?
Yeah.
You know, because pharmacists don't.
well, but they have a life. They have a life beyond dispensing pills. But
Right.
yeah.
You know, just the things people wore in the past to certain jobs, it's totally different than
Nowadays.
now, or what event they went to, or anything. I think it makes it special. You know, sometimes we don't get the story.
Right.
That doesn't mean it's not special. It's just a mystery.
Or we can make up a story.
Right.
Right. Or you can make up a story. You can say,
Yeah.
well, I think that, you know, I mean, all of us have these imaginative situations where you see somebody on the street or on holidays or something, and you go, oh, you know, I bet they blah, blah, blah,
Yes.
you know, fill in the blank. And
Yeah.
that can be just as fun as the reality.
Yeah.
or-
Sometimes someone will pick up a dress and go, oh, I bet like a kindergarten teacher wore this, or I bet whatever, someone wore this to this occasion, and yeah, or I
That's
could
the
totally
best.
see a librarian wearing this, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, I had the best compliment and the best sort of, they summed it all up once, was this old, I say this, I shouldn't say ageist things, but she was probably in her 80s. And she came in the store and she just, you know, was, you know, wide-eyed and looking around. And she said, you know, your store has such a lovely vibe and such a good feeling about it. And she said, I think it's because so many of these dresses went to happy parties. Like, people don't save their hated dress.
Right.
Like, they don't
Yes.
go, oh my gosh, I got divorced and this happened and I spilt wine on, you know. People don't save their
Right.
horrible situation dress. They save the dress that is the most meaningful or that they love the most. And so if you think that there's any kind of energy about things, you know, inanimate things, that would make sense.
That's so true. Absolutely.
They're not going to save their ugly thing.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, this old thing I saved for 40 years in my cedar trunk.
Right.
No, that doesn't happen.
No.
Doesn't happen. So I don't know. Do we have any more stories we can share?
Well, I don't know that I might have met her in passing without knowing that it was her, because previously I used to work more infrequent. So then I didn't quite know that the person I was meeting was
That
XY
glamour
person. Yeah, so I don't have any personal stories to tell of her, but I'm sure I met her because there's a ring here that I remember selling to someone.
Her.
Yeah. So
Most
it was
likely.
her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people will also ask us the question of, you know, do they not have children? Or,
Right.
you know, she didn't have children. She wasn't very close to, well, no, she didn't even have nieces or nephews.
Oh. Yeah,
Right?
there you go.
So what happens to these treasures, right? And often we hear a story of people thinking, oh, that old junk or that old
Yeah.
stuff. And even if they did have children or they have people to leave it to, a lot of times they don't have the same appreciation.
Right. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So when I found out recently that that her sister had some of her jewelry and everything, I was just like, oh my gosh, I was quite beside myself. And
Yeah. We're pretty lucky that when it happens to come here, that it comes here. We're very happy to receive these pieces when other people don't want them or don't see the value.
right. And we
them.
hope to honor that person deeply.
Exactly.
and you know, celebrate the life that they had or have. I mean, like I said, I'm not with all respect to her, she is still alive, but you know, I know that she would just be thrilled beyond anything to know that we're even having this conversation and that we're talking about what great style she had and everything, and just what a character she was. Yeah, Edmonton is, for anybody who doesn't know Alberta or Canada very well, Edmonton's are we 1.5 million? Look how pathetic we are. We're like, I don't know, there's some people that live here. I don't know. It's grown quite a bit, but people still think, you know, where do you get stuff from, or where do you, Edmonton's not fashionable. Edmonton is very fashionable. Yeah, in pockets, you know, and there are some amazingly fashionable women here, and we're lucky that we've got to see some of that stuff. Yeah, and
totally.
Share it with everybody else. We don't have the old stuff the way that places in the U.S. and, you know, Edmonton's only, we're so know your civic history. Look at us.
We're not
130 years.
I was going to say, we're not geologists.
Plus, we think we're both really funny.
Historians?
Yeah, I mean, local historians, but we're not very old here, so we don't have the, you know, 200-year history of antiques, or, you know, and 1920s dresses and stuff. Nah, no. I mean, Edmonton was barely, probably, I mean, we didn't have much in the way of 20s dresses unless people brought them with them from somewhere else, some other big city. If they moved from, you know, came up from the Dakotas or Chicago or wherever, but we don't have that kind of history here. Or I guess like we have a lot of. Look at us. I think we should just stop while we're ahead, because we'll have all these people going, what are you talking about with Edmonton history, right? We'll just be like, okay, next time. Yeah, disclaimer. We are not geologists. Oh my God.
I mean, we're not.
We are not geologists. No. I had to stifle a snort. Yeah, my grandma used to snort, and she'd go, oh, stop it, oh, stop it. Yeah, and we're sober, so we're just being goofy anyways. So, I think that's it for today's episode.
Yeah. Just a reminder to subscribe, like our video, comment. Go find us on Instagram at SwishyGirl, and do all the things there. And
do all the things.
Well, like, comment, share.
It's important.
Yeah, it is very important.
And if you're not keen on our videos, that's okay. Go watch somebody else's. Keep your comments to yourself. Just don't be mean. I mean, you know, life's too short. And be kind, and wear fabulous vintage.
Absolutely.
Yes.
All right.
Thanks for watching.
See you.
Bye.